Earlier in the week, I reviewed the Anker S500. This is a Bluetooth enabled wireless, obviously, microphone and speaker, which I put to the test against other recording methods like my Blue Yeti here to see the trade off between wireless convenience and audio quality. I'll post a link to that video in the description below. But Anker also sent me over this to review. This is the Anker PowerConf C200 web camera, and they sent it to me for review. So please keep this in mind as you listen to my opinions on it. I don't think I'm biased, but I want you guys to be the judge. You go ahead and you listen to what I have to say and come up with your own conclusion. I'll do my best to be unbiased, but I just want to be upfront and honest with you all. So the PowerConf C200 has a litany of features. I did already open the box. I'm sorry. The box is here, though, by the way, in case you're wondering. I did go ahead and open the box because we're going to be manhandling the camera in a minute, and I didn't feel like you needed to hear me crinkle plastic for 5 minutes. So the PowerConf C200 is a 2K HD web camera that supports stunning 2K HD resolution, supports automatic low light compensation, something that I'm very curious to see how this plays out. The problem I have with my current webcam, which is a Logitech C920, it is incredibly susceptible to low light problems. You start to get pixeling. It looks like the walls are moving, lots of artifacting. So to get a nice clear picture, I have to have a litany of lights on. You can see the ring lights in my glasses right there. You can see the circles. I have probably told you guys this before. I have a very major left eye injury. I am partially blind, incredibly susceptible to bright lights. So you can imagine nobody likes a giant bright ring light in their face. Unfortunately, that's kind of how I have to record things. So I'm punishing myself for you guys. I also have a fan on over here, another light over there, and a window open. So I have a lot of light hitting to try to get a good image for you. Curious to see if low light compensation actually makes a big difference, because this is one of the bulletized selling points. It also includes a built-in privacy cover, something that not a lot of webcams have. A lot of them have like a plastic piece. This one's actually there's a groove here that you slide and you can see the red closing. It's a nice mechanical connection here. A piece of plastic physically closes it. I do not have that on my current webcam, so I'm always on. Not that I mind, but if privacy is a concern to you, you keep that in mind as well. It also supports 2 stereo microphones and an adjustable field of view. We'll look at all of those in just a moment. I got to download the software and configure it. Additionally, it has on the bottom of the camera that standard connection there, that tripod connection. You've seen it on commercial tripods. You've seen it on ring lights, cell phone holders. It's that standard screw that you can put in to hold it in place. And then it has this adjustable arm here that allows you to hold it in place on a monitor of your choice. I use an ultra-wide monitor, which has a curved front and a curved back, which means that I don't have a nice square connection. And I'm curious to see if this will be enough to hold my web camera in place without any kind of vibration or shaking. So we'll be looking at that as well. And just to give you guys some overall opinions and thoughts on kind of how easy it is to use. It does include, you got to go on the website to download the official software, which is conveniently told where to get in the box. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. We're going to fire that up and take a look at it together, and then just kind of put this thing through its paces and see if it's a product that is worth using. So without further ado, jump cut. All right, there are now 2 of me. Horrifying, I know. Over here, we have the traditional Logitech C920. That's the camera in the upper left portion of the image. I'm looking right at you. And over here, we have the Anker C200 in the bottom right-hand corner. You can compare the two. Obviously, they're not exactly on top of each other, so you're going to have a little bit of difference in the distance. I'd say maybe 4 or 5 inches at most. Both fit very nicely on my curved ultra-wide monitor. Things I'm noticing almost instantly. The wider field of view on the Anker is actually really, really nice. You can see how much farther you can actually see in my room. I'd probably actually have to zoom in a little bit on myself because I feel kind of like a little peanut. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It does support a couple different fields of view. We will jump to that in a moment so you can see. I'll actually open up the application. We'll look at that in just a moment together. Another thing that I like about it is that it does have the privacy cover. So if I slide my hand across the top, you saw the red start to actually close. That was a physical piece that blocks the lens. In addition, it actually disables the camera. I actually have a no image now on OBS as well. All I have to do is slide my finger across the top and bam, it fires right back up. So I think it is a very, very nice piece of tech. The other thing I noticed is the room just feels a little more vibrant and brighter. And there are more blacks in this picture as well. You're seeing much more of me in my shirt. You're seeing much more of my desk, of my recording equipment, and of my chair on the C200 image as opposed to the C920 image. I like to do one other quick test with dark levels, and then we will jump over to the software. This is how I want to stream. As I mentioned, got some eye issues. I really can't do that on my current Logitech C920 because it's just too dark. This image is very hard to see. You can't see any detail on my face. A lot of the room is washed out. I actually kind of blend into my chair actually a little bit. On the new Anker C200 though, it's way better. Yes, it is not as bright and vibrant. And just by turning on the ceiling fan, you could already see how much, whoa, more illuminated the light becomes. But by turning it off, it actually isn't too bad. And that's something that I really like. I don't have to have that annoying ring light blinding in my face. I can close the blinds a little bit more. I can turn off the lights. It's a little more cool, relaxed in here. It's much more ambiance. So to me, this claim that Anker makes on the back of their box that reads automatic low light compensation, I absolutely believe and agree in, and I'm really excited for this. I honestly have to admit, and again, not knowing anything, I kind of thought they both looked the same, but I'm actually pleasantly surprised. I feel like I'll be more willing to stream at night now because I don't have to have these blaring lights in my face. So let's go ahead and stop here. We'll go and jump over and take a look at the software together, and then I will render my final verdict. So here we go. Okay, we're back, and now we're taking a look at the AnkerWorks software. So this is an OBS recording of what I am seeing. Again, on my screen, I am seeing myself twice. Absolutely horrifying. Here you can see, very simple, how to set up an account. I have my throwaway Captain Camaro account that I use for everything because I don't want spam. Sorry, Anker, I love you. I just don't want all the product emails, but I don't want those with anybody, so don't feel too bad. Over here, we could take a look at the settings. You could see where the media files are stored, copyright info, upgrade to the latest version of software, terms, use, factory settings, language, everything I think you would expect to see. Over here on the tab, there is a frequently asked questions depending on your piece of hardware. And look at that. There's the PowerConf S500 right there, amongst all the other devices that they have. If you need help, here's all their phone numbers and support times to reach out to them as well. And then here over is where you can select all your various devices, because Anker does, give it a second to kick in. Thanks, OBS. Anker does, that wasn't a problem with the camera. Anker does support, this AnkerWorks software does support a couple other platforms, including, as I talked about in my review, this thing. Okay, so anyways, enough of that. Over here on the left, there's a couple other things we can select. Here's where you can determine what resolution that you want. We can go all the way down to 360. And you can instantly tell 360 does look significantly more pixelated at range. We could work our way up to 720p. We'll give it a second to fire up, let the light level adjust. We can work up to 1080p, which is what my old Logitech C920 camera supported, and now the brand new spankin' 2K mode, which I think looks wonderful. We also have some adjustments here on the frame angle. Right now I'm at the widest position. This is 95 degrees field of view. We can drop it down to 78, and basically it supports an optical zoom. That's basically what it's doing. It's not like physically, there's no physical mechanical lens zooming in and out. It's just zooming in closer on my face. You can start to see though, as with all webcams, and unfortunately I think Anker does suffer from this as well, when you start to zoom in just a little bit more, things do look a little more pixelated. So I think what I would recommend if I were you is keeping it at the nice wide lens and then just trimming the part you want to see using your operating software of choice. For me, it's OBS. There is also an anti-flicker option on here, which says that it helps reduce the flicker in environments lit by artificial light. Anti-flicker is a frequency of 50 or 60 hertz and can be selected. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. I don't know if we're going to expect to see a whole lot happen. Typically with anti-flicker, what it tries to do is it brings the dark levels down a little bit, and it seems like it's struggling a bit on the processing. Although the nice thing with a anti-flicker is you could see now it's a 60 hertz image. If I disable the anti-flicker, give it a second, you can notice that the image now is back at the 30 hertz. I don't know if you're really noticing. I am recording everything at 60, by the way. So keep that in mind if it's something you're interested in toggling with. There are other settings here as well to adjust the brightness, the sharpness, the saturation, the contrast ratio. You can do a horizontal flip if you want to see me this way, or this way, or this way, or this way. And then down here is the microphone, which supports a omnidirectional microphone, which is a 180-degree field of view, or a directional, which is kind of like a point-to-point pickup. All right, I am now recording the audio for you guys using the built-in microphone. It's sitting about a foot away from me. I have a feeling I know how it's going to sound compared to the wired solution, but in fairness, I wanted to play it for you guys. As you can see, I'm currently toggled in the omnidirectional 180-degree mode. I'm now going to go ahead and switch it over to the directional pickup mode. And now we are recording at the directional pickup mode at a 90-degree angle. So probably sounds different to you. I'm obviously not hearing it. I'll hear it in post, but I wanted to be fair so you guys can hear both. I assume it's going to work as an adequate microphone. Absolutely no competition for a wired solution with all the filters and stuff that I have put on my existing microphone. But I believe it would be serviceable if this is something that you want to use in a more, like entry-level setting, or for web conferencing or whatever. What worries me about something like this is I'm guessing it's probably picking up the hum of my computer, the hum of my fan, my squeaky, creaky chair, which has all been filtered out on my other microphone. But now you've got to hear them both. We'll jump back now to my other microphone for my final thoughts. All right, so there you have it. I've kind of put it through its paces. We've got to look at the image quality. We've got to look at the hardware features of the shutter and all that other stuff. We've got to take a look at the Anchorworks software to kind of understand some of the features you could make. I've got to admit, right now I'm recording to you guys, I turned off my ring light. My window has remained closed. I think it still looks pretty darn good. You be the judge on how much more light I need or don't need. Again, I am a big fan of the fact that it's a low light level, and I like that. I would definitely recommend this product to somebody. I know that what I've been using is fine for the application I have with an older Logitech, but given the chance to start over again, to me, this is a better solution simply because of the low light level feature. And I do like the fact that it offers a mechanical closure where I can actually turn it off. It does have I guess I forgot to mention, it does have a little white light on to let you know that it is active. My other microphone had a blue ring. This is a white light. It's fine. It just lets you know that it's on. When you flip the switch, obviously that goes away. But I recommend this. I think this is something you're going to want to check out if you are getting into recording, if you need to record or do some sort of offers conferencing. I mean, listen, not everybody's back at work yet. This might be something you want to check out. I'll post a link to this in the description below. I'll also post a link to the other review that I did in the description below. All things Anker. Again, I did receive this as a review copy. I hope you guys keep that in mind when you make your purchase. If you have any questions or comments, please, please, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer each and every one of them. That's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.